Have you ever prayed so silently, yet someone still begged you to stop? The night my neighbor said my prayers were too powerful. My name is Grace, and until that night I never believed quiet prayers could shake a person more than loud ones. I'm not the type who shouts, who claps, who marches around the room like some people do when they pray. My prayers are calm, whispered, gentle. Most times my lips barely move. But power? Power doesn't need volume. I learned that the night my neighbor, Mr. Collins, knocked on my door at 2:13 a.m., trembling. I remember that night clearly. I sat on the floor in my bedroom, my Bible open beside me, my candle flickering. I wasn't crying, I wasn't shouting, I was simply worshiping, letting my thoughts rise quietly to God. I felt peace, deep peace, but suddenly, knock, 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 at that hour. I stood up slowly, tied my robe, and went to the door. When I opened it, Mr. Collins stood there, a grown man, sweating, breath shaking like he just ran. "Grace," he said, "please, can you stop?" I blinked. "Stop what?" He swallowed hard. "That thing you're doing." I frowned. "I'm praying." "I know," he said, wiping his forehead. "That's the problem." I almost laughed. "I'm not making any noise. I don't even pray out loud." He shook his head quickly. "It's not about noise. It's the power. I can feel it. It's pressing my chest. It's keeping me awake. It's like something is fighting me in my sleep." His eyes were red, not from anger but from fear. Something in him was genuinely troubled. "Grace," he whispered, "your prayer is disturbing my spirit." I didn't know what to say. This was the same man who played loud music every Saturday. The same man who came back drunk more nights than I could count. The same man who once boasted he didn't believe in anything spiritual. Yet here he was, trembling because of a prayer I prayed internally. I looked at him closely. "Why does my prayer disturb you?" I asked. He hesitated. Then his voice cracked. "Because when you pray, I see things, dark things. I hear footsteps in my room, my dreams turn into battles. I don't know what you're fighting, but whatever it is, it's passing through my house." His hands were now shaking. "And Grace," he whispered, "it's winning." At that moment, something shifted inside me. I realized this wasn't about me. This was about atmosphere. Light exposes whatever hides in darkness, even if the light is small, quiet, or gentle. I looked at him and said softly, "Your fear is not coming from my prayer. It's coming from what my prayer is confronting." He looked down. I added, "I'm not attacking you. I'm protecting myself." He nodded slowly like a man who suddenly understood something that had been in front of him for years. Then he said the words I never expected. "Can you pray for me too?" I smiled. "I can." He bowed his head right there at my doorway at 2:13 a.m., the same man who didn't believe in anything spiritual. I placed my hand lightly on his shoulder. I didn't shout. I didn't speak in tongues. I didn't pace around. I just whispered, "God, give him peace." His shoulders relaxed instantly. He exhaled deeply, like someone who had been holding their breath for years. When he opened his eyes, he whispered, "Thank you." He didn't argue. He didn't question. He walked back to his apartment quietly. The next morning, he knocked again, this time with 2 cups of tea in his hand. He smiled shyly. "Grace, I slept like a baby. No dreams, no fear, nothing." I smiled too. That's what peace feels like. From that day, he never complained about my prayers again. In fact, he often asked me to remember him in them, and I realized something important. Sometimes your light disturbs people, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because their darkness is finally being confronted. My quiet prayers taught me one lesson: power doesn't need to shout to be felt. And that night, my neighbor felt every drop of it.